Welcome back to JEEP Diesel. Lots been going on at the shop lately, guys. We just got back from California a couple days ago. I got pretty sick this week, so I've been out for a couple days. Justin has been hustling on the 78 Chevy project with the Cummins swap in it, and we had a little bit of news on Ron Burgundy here. So we got an issue. Unfortunately, something at Plant Bamboo wasn't cooperating. I showed you guys that I don't know if I showed you guys, but the oil pressure was fine, and it would kind of drop down, come back up. It was fluctuating. I wasn't sure if it was the gauge or if we had actually an issue because the engine was running fine. But later in the day, I started to hear a little tap coming from under the valve cover. So that's when I was like, all right, oil pressure doing weird stuff. We had a little tap going on. Let me shut it down. I didn't run it the rest of the weekend. I said, if something is hurt, I don't want to hurt it anymore. And so we parked it the rest of the weekend. Unfortunately, when we got it back, I went ahead and we drained the oil on it, and the magnet was full of metal. Looks like a lot of bearing material. Not sure why. Oil pressure was always good. Everything was always straight. The block got line bored. I mean, it's got a really nice set of bearings in it, nice crank in it, nice rods, the whole deal. So unfortunately, we got something, we think a bearing might have went on it. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get this oil pan dropped out of this thing. We'll take a look at it and see what's in the bottom of it. What Justin said was, he said maybe the amount of metal that we saw on the bottom of it was actually getting sucked up in the pickup and causing the pressure to do some weird stuff, because we did put another gauge on it and it still was dropping out. I don't think we did anything to cause this. I mean, it's just one of those things that could happen. I mean, we did break the motor in. We never, got it extremely hot. The reason the truck blew coolant out, I found out, was the radiator cap on the reservoir was warped. So it was about halfway down. So the minute it got to like 220, 225, which really isn't hot, it started blowing out that cap. So that happened out there. And unfortunately, we got an issue. We got to start taking this thing apart, figure out what happened. Probably going to pull the oil filter off and the oil pan, and we'll see everything inside. Don't forget, guys, right now, CletusMcFarland.com, the Trackhawk giveaway is live right now through December 8th. Every $5 spent on any JEEP Diesel merchandise gets you a chance to win a sick Trackhawk supercharged. This thing is a ripper, all-wheel drive. As soon as he gets back from Maryland, I'm taking this thing down the street, doing some four-wheel drive donuts. He doesn't know that yet, but we'll make sure this thing's ready and broke in for you guys. So all the way through December 8th right now, all your JEEP Diesel merch qualify you. Every $5 spent get you one entry. And all the other rules and everything are on the website, so check that out, CletusMcFarland.com. So guys, we're going to dive into this, but before that, Justin's been hustling on the 78. Let's go check out and see what he's got done on that thing. I know he's been doing a lot of work on it. So let's go check that thing out and we'll see what he's got going on over there. Dang, dude.
It still kind of looks the same. But
it does still look the same, but there's been a lot of stuff that's been done. Intercooler pipes are all hooked up and fit now. We had them all kind of routed and he got them to fit. Both battery trays are in it. So we got two battery trays, two batteries in this thing now, which would be really nice. Still got to build the covers for the firewall. I went and got some fittings today so we can finish our cooling system. We got one more coolant line to put on it. And then
trans tubes in it.
Transmission dipstick is in. We had to modify that. We could not find a transmission dipstick tube, by the way, for a 98 to 02 Dodge. Good luck. You cannot find them. You cannot buy them. We retrofitted one from an 05 or 06 and we made it work. So that's a plus there. Engine oil dipstick is in it too. Had to get one of those because we broke that. And everything else looks like it's come along pretty nice. See a little power circuit board there. He's going to be running his power tube on the side there. We got our fans and we got our transmission cooler fan and everything on here. That's all going to have to be ran and routed. So pretty much driving right now. Like, this thing is just about done. Throttle pedals hooked up, brakes are all hooked up, power steering is all hooked up, intercooler piping, almost all the radiator lines are all hooked up, and we got one more left to do. We got a couple holes we got to fill here for our boost, and then basically he's been working on that. On top of that, we got us a nice transmission cooler.
We also put the inner fender wells.
Inner fender wells are in it, yep.
Mounted the shocks.
Got the shock reservoirs mounted. Inner fender wells went in. Look freaking good, man. Waiting on a grill right now. Holley headlights are in. They work. Retro brights. Those things are freaking awesome. Super bright. Another view of the fender well. The fender well does have a little bit of a gap there, so we may fill that in with something. We're not sure. And we are waiting on our exhaust system to get here too.
Four-wheel drive systems in.
Look at this, dude. 4-wheel drive
Got
shifter
the
in.
regular transmission shifter. The mount is built.
So
put that in.
We're running this shifter. I reached out to Fire Pump Diesel, and they offer this shifter right here. So basically, we're going to be running this shifter on there. It's for their full manual valve body, which is what's in the transmission. I figured we got away from the manual. Let's go to a full manual valve body at least, so I'm not having to push the clutch. We got a nice shifter mount. We got a lot of interior pieces coming too. They are not here yet, but they are on the way. Nice shifter mount there. So got that fresh and done, ready to rip. And dude, this thing is coming along. We got a headliner coming for it. We got a new seat coming for it. We got vinyl floors. We got new dash pad. Gauge clusters are here. We got door panels coming. I mean, the interior on this thing's gonna be really, 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 really nice. So as far as that goes, come back here.
Fast is mounted.
Fast is completely mounted up. You know, our boys over at Fast Fuel Systems always hooking it up. Boom, got that big Fast for that big power. Trans cooler
mounted
completely out of the way. You don't even know that thing is there. I mean, that's pretty much.
Other than wiring, it's pretty much.
Other than wiring. So now he's working on the shifter. Can you get that thing dialed in there? We got to fix the floor, which he's working on the floor. That side had a really bad rust spot that we knew about. Didn't know it was that bad, but we knew about it. So we got a couple more things to finish up the interior. He's going to fix the floor over there, which he's working on now, get the shifter in it, which he's working on now, and then we're getting the transmission lines hooked up. So as soon as the trans lines are hooked up, and then we finish the wiring, we should be able to turn this thing on, start it up by the key, and realistically, it's just about ready to go to the frame shop, get the frame straightened out. So my goal right now is, I think we'll have a complete running, driving truck hopefully before 2.4 hours late mullets and Cletus and cars and all that. Be really cool to have this thing at Cletus and cars and have it sitting up there propped up on display. So that with a couple other things would be really cool. So
I would have brought you guys along on more of the little piddly jobs I did, but there really wasn't a lot of stuff to show you. It was just stuff that needed to be done.
Yeah, a lot of little stuff. I've been sick all week, so filming's kind of been down this week. So I'm just getting back out here, but we'll show you a couple clips of what was done so you can see how he did a couple things. And then again, we're gonna get back to Ron Burgundy, get that oil pan dropped and see what kind of damage we have there. So again, guys, check it out. We appreciate you, and hopefully you guys enjoy the episode today. Well, oil pan is down, and we actually found another issue. The oil pickup actually broke. So we bolted it in, and it still broke off the bottom of the oil pump. So that very well could be the reason that the engine was, you know, doing the weird stuff with the oil pressure. I'm going to talk to my machine shop. I still think there was a little bit of excess metal in there. We're going to cut the oil filter open and stuff and look at that. But that very well could be our oil pressure issue. So as soon as I dropped the pan, I looked in there and I said, well, that's not supposed to be in there. Let's set it on this box right here. So
I think broke all the way across.
But, oh yeah, look at this. Here's our bolt. Or no, actually no, that's a pin for something. Huh. That's a new one. That was on the magnet. Wasn't there the other day when we pulled the oil pan or when we drained it, but there definitely was a piece on there. So like I said, we've already drained it, cleaned the magnet off. I'm going to talk to my machine shop. Maybe I'm wrong on how much metal
is broken.
It just snapped that right off. Snap that clean
Looking
off.
right across there.
So we very well could maybe not have an issue.
It's crazy.
But I can tell you,
it looks awful metally to me.
it's very metallic-y. It is a brand new engine.
And it's a gold pan, so it looks more gold, but
yeah, but
there's definitely metal in it.
That's very metallic-y. So let's take this oil filter. We'll cut that thing open, but that could be our oil pressure problem.
Well, I imagine, yeah, I believe that it's probably the oil pressure problem, but I can't believe that it broke off like that.
Now, we've also, we've changed oil twice on this thing. And both times, the first time we expected there to be some debris in there, some stuff in there. I wasn't stressing it. The second time I was like, eh. And then we drained it this third time, still the amount of metal. I was a little worried. Hey guys, I could be wrong. My machine shop may say, hey guys, perfectly fine. Don't stress it. You're overthinking it. Maybe we are. I don't know. But I do think that's a little bit too much. So we're going to cut the filter open. We'll take a look inside that. And then once we do that, we will call them, see what they want us to do. I'll take some pictures and we'll just kind of go from there on it. But that is probably, and we put a brand new oil pump, brand new pickup. Everything on this thing was brand spanking new, but it just snapped that pickup right off. But it is bouncing around and jumping, and I don't know. So let me take this thing and we'll go cut this thing open in the room.
This is more concerning to me where that came from.
Yeah, there's a pin in there. That was what?
That's a
That can't be on the
shaft
crane.
for a rocker, but all the rockers were okay.
Is that a shaft for a rocker?
It's got gnarled ends, but maybe it's something old.
Yeah, but how could something old be in there? It's got one knurled end. One end. The other end's smooth. Maybe. We do have like a little clatter.
Yeah, but I had the valve covers off it. We looked at it.
I don't know. Well, we'll cut this open. Maybe we'll double check under the valve covers and be sure. And again, we're gonna make a phone call and see what they say. So
get her cut open and see what we got.
yeah, might as well check it. I cut the other filter open after I did the second oil change on it, and it wasn't too bad. And we're running a good oil, heavyweight oil in it. It's a racing oil. It's not synthetic, but it is a racing oil. We recommended not to run synthetic in it, especially for the break-in and stuff. So. Hanging on by a thread. Drain this thing on the bench. So here's inside there. You can see it's pretty dang shiny.
Yeah, that's pretty metally.
I don't know, man. I just felt something too. I felt a little piece of metal. I'm not sure what we got going on here. Maybe we do have like a rocker or something being goofy. Maybe that little piece is from.
I don't know what this is from.
I don't know. Take a look inside the filter. It's definitely metallic-y in the filter, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, the oil is metallic-y, so.
Yeah, but you can see some pretty good flakes in the oil filter there. I don't know, guys. This one's kind of got a stump now. We thought we were going to open it up and really see something and maybe see a rod cap loose or just something stupid going on. We moved them all by hand that we could feel. Everything looked okay. And everything was super clean, minus the oil. Yeah, I don't know. And we don't know where that little pin came from. So we're going to dive more into it, see what we can find on it. And I don't know, man. I'm a little stumped right now. I'm not sure. If anybody knows, you know, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people that know in the comments that probably never had an engine apart. So if you guys want to tell us, that'd be great.
I'm sure the fact that the pickup came off is going to be an issue that's caused problems. I mean, that's
for
not
sure
good.
For sure, it's not good. But I think it, like I said, once the oil pressure started getting real weird, I quit running the truck. I didn't like keep bogging it. I didn't keep, you know, I was like, something's not right, so I quit running it. As soon as the oil pressure started getting real weird on me, I was like, all right, I don't want to hurt it. I said, you know, we got a lot of money in that engine. I don't want to be stupid and hurt it. If it was like the bone stock engine that was in it before, sure, I would have beat the hell out of it until it blew up because we didn't have anything in that engine. It didn't matter. This one matters a little bit more. So we knew we were on borrowed time with the stock engine before, So it was only a matter of time, but we'll, I don't know, a little stumped right now. So until I hear back from my machine shop, we'll get back on the 78, keep messing with that. And then, I don't know, guys, I'll give you an update as soon as I can. Well, we do got some news. I just got off the phone with my machine shop, and he said most likely that little piece of metal, this little guy, came out of the oil pump. We put a brand new high volume oil pump in it, and he said most likely that came out. We're thinking this came out of the oil pump, and he said what this does is it pushes in on the spring. He's like, you probably had an oil pump failure, and it just finally let go on you. So unfortunately, nothing that we did to cause or we could have prevented, just an oil pump failure. It was a melting pump, so it's not a crap oil pump or anything, but things do happen. So at this point, we are going to take the engine out of the truck now. We're going to send it over to the machine shop, let them just run through the bottom end on this thing, make sure everything's perfect. I got too much money tied up in this thing just to send it. So he's going to do that for me, and then we'll put it all back together, and we'll go from there. So back to, I wouldn't say square one, but back to pulling the engine out of the truck, which is never a fun thing to do. So we'll get that done next week, and we'll go from there and see what we want to do with it. So that's our next step on Ron Burgundy, to get that engine out. In the meantime, we're going to be working on the 78 and getting her right. Get her dialed.